name's Janelle and welcome back to Rosery Apparel. In this video, I'm once again going to attempt to make an entire outfit in just one day. I have these two fabrics here that I just think work so nicely together. At first I was thinking of making this amazing brown rose print fabric into a blouse, but I've since decided I want to make a really nice skirt out of this fabric. I purchased this skirt from an op shop last year. It's just a really simple A-line skirt with buttons all the way down the front, and because I wore this skirt so much, I've decided I want to make another one, and I think this brown floral fabric would be perfect to make this style of skirt out of. And I also have this amazing organic cotton jersey that I picked up from the fabric store a few months ago, and out of this fabric I want to make a basic turtleneck. I had a turtleneck that was made out of a very similar fabric. Again, I picked it up from an op shop, but somehow I managed to lose that turtleneck, which I'm really upset about because this is one of my all-time favorite colors, and that turtleneck just kind of went with everything. It was perfect for layering underneath my dresses and also really nice on its own as well, and I really miss having that item in my wardrobe, so I've decided I'm gonna have a go at making a new one instead. I'm honestly not 100% sure it is possible to make these two items in a day, but I love these kind of making an outfit in a day challenges that I for some reason set myself. It's really satisfying to create a full outfit in just one day. I think it's going to be okay because both the items I want to make are pretty simple, and especially the turtleneck. I've made one in the past. It only took me about an hour to make. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to bring you along on the whole journey in this video. I'm going to be pattern hacking a vintage sewing pattern to make the skirt. I'm really excited to give it a try. So yeah, let's get into it and let's make this outfit. So the patterns I'm going to be using to make both of these items are the Rise and Fall turtleneck pattern by Paper Cut Patterns. Like I said, I've made this pattern before and it worked out so nicely and was such a quick make. And for the skirt, I'm going to pattern hack this 90s sewing pattern. It's style 2079. I picked it up for $1 from the op shop. And as you can see, it is a dress pattern, but I think the skirt of the pattern is going to be perfect to like pattern hack to make this skirt that I want to make. Basically, I'm just going to use the panels that make up the dress skirt, and then the original skirt that I'm kind of trying to replicate today has just a like facing that acts as a waistband instead of having an actual waistband piece, which again I think should be pretty easy to just kind of make up. And it's kind of a similar deal for the like button edge as well. It's just this folded over bit of fabric that kind of tucks all the messy seams onto the inside. Again, I don't think it's going to take that long to make this style of skirt because there's no gathering or anything. It's just literally sewing a few panels of fabric together. Hopefully I have enough fabric. This skirt that I bought is pretty maxi length, and I'm happy to go to about a midi length if I don't have enough fabric for the full maxi length. Either way, I think it's going to be so cute. And yeah, I think I'm going to start with the skirt for today because I'm a little bit anxious because obviously I'm just kind of making it up as I go and not following a pattern, and I know the turtleneck is going to be a breeze, so I'll keep that for later for when my brain has started to stop working. So first things first, I'm going to find the skirt pattern pieces, give them an iron because they're kind of just being messily shoved into the packet and they're going to be quite crinkled, I reckon, and then we can cut out the skirt. So it turns out the skirt is made up of quite a few panels, which looks like it's going to create quite a full skirt. So I'm gonna lie some of the pattern pieces on the original skirt that I'm trying to replicate and see if I can get away with using maybe just 2 of the panels instead of 4, because yeah, I am wary that I don't have all that much of this brown fabric and I really do want to make this skirt work. So hopefully if I can just use 2 panels, I should have enough fabric. So I've worked out that I should be able to get away with just using this skirt front piece and this skirt side back piece. And I'm gonna cut the side piece out on the fold so I can have a side seam in the side of the skirt to be able to put some pockets, because that's one thing that this skirt is lacking. It doesn't have pockets and I definitely notice it when I wear it. And then I'm also going to cut the skirt front on the fold to create the back piece for the skirt, and then just use the skirt side piece again. So all up there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels of fabric. I don't know if that makes sense. I might put a diagram up now of what I mean, so you can see exactly how this skirt is going to be put together. And then once the panels have been stitched together, I can see if it fits nicely along the waist. Then I'll just be able to cut out a facing to be able to hide the seams onto the inside of the skirt, and do the same for the buttons, stitch the buttonholes, and then the skirt should be pretty much done. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Let's cut out these panels and see how we go. Before I get started on cutting out this skirt, let's take a moment to talk about the sponsor of this video. This video has been very kindly sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious type people. If you enjoy my YouTube channel and other channels like mine, then you are going to love Skillshare. Skillshare is already very well known for being an amazing resource for photography, film and video, illustration, and all kinds of personal development. But did you know that on Skillshare there are hundreds of craft focused classes as well? So far this year I've learned so many new crafts through Skillshare, including quilting thanks to a class called Sewing Your First Quilt Block by Esther Narioshi, and also embroidery thanks to a class called Painting with Thread by Danielle Clough. At the moment, some of the more crafty classes that are on my to watch list include Fabric Smocking by Dominika Sachanska and Botanical Dye 101 by Geraldine Lavin, both of which are skills I'm so excited to try for myself and can't wait to put into practice. So if you'd like to try out some new crafts and check out Skillshare for yourself, then the first 1,000 people to click the link in the description of this video will receive a 1-month free trial of Skillshare. Thanks so much Skillshare for sponsoring this video and being an amazing supporter of this channel. In order to make this skirt the length I'd like it to be, I added 10 centimeters or about 4 inches to the bottom of each of the pattern pieces. I then cut all of the skirt panels out in my fabric, making sure to remember to lengthen each piece by 10 centimeters, which I'm not gonna lie, I almost forgot to do here. I then also cut out 2 long rectangles that will make up the buttonhole edge facing, and 4 pocket pieces as well. I'll figure out the size of the waistband facing once I've stitched all of the skirt panels together. First up, I take the back skirt panel and place 2 of the skirt side panels onto it with right sides together. I then stitch them together like this. Next, I place the remaining skirt sides to the skirt front panels, again placing them with right sides together, and stitch them together along the angled edges like this. Okay, so I now have a skirt back all made up, and I've got 2 skirt fronts, and now I'm going to stitch them together while also stitching the pocket into the seam. Before stitching the pockets to the skirt, I overlock the curved raw edges to prevent them from fraying, and then I place them along the edges of the skirt side panels with right sides together, placing them approximately 10 centimeters or 4 inches from the top edge of the skirt. Once stitched in place, I place the skirt fronts onto the skirt back, again with right sides together, and then stitch both fronts to the back, going around the pocket edge like this. Next, I take the button facings and iron on a strip of lightweight interfacing along one half of both facing pieces. This will give the facings just a little bit more thickness and structure for when the buttons and the buttonholes are stitched onto it. I then stitch the facings to the center fronts of the skirt. And this is what the inside of the skirt is looking like with all of the panels of fabric stitched together. So now I just need to cut out a rectangle of the fabric to make a little waistband facing, and then somehow figure out how to connect it to this buttonhole facing that I've already attached. I'm gonna fold that in half to give it a little bit of extra structure. Yeah, it's coming together nicely. To figure out the waistband facing, I had another look at the original skirt just to double check exactly how the waistband had been put together. It looks as though it's just another rectangle of fabric, again with some interfacing attached to give it a little bit of structure, which has then been neatly attached to the button facings, which I guess I'll figure out how to do when I'm up to that part. So I line up the width of the skirt along another rectangle of fabric and trim the rectangle to the correct width so it's the same size as the skirt. I then iron on some lightweight interfacing to the wrong side of the waistband rectangle and then overlock one of the longer raw edges. To attach it to the skirt, I start by stitching one of the shorter ends of the waistband facing to one of the button facings, and then fold the button facing in half with right sides together, and then stitch the non-overlocked edge of the waistband facing to the top edge of the skirt. Just before getting to the end, I trim some of the excess waistband facing away and stitch the other shorter end of the waistband facing to the other button facing, kind of roughly eyeballing the amount of fabric that's needed for the waistband facing. I then fold the button facing in half, and once it's folded, the waistband somehow managed to fit perfectly along the remaining skirt edge. And once stitched and folded the right way out, the waistband and the button facings meet nicely together, and all of the raw edges and stitching are tucked to the inside. Okay, so I've just pinned the skirt onto myself just to see how it's fitting, and it seems to be fitting pretty good considering I've just pinned it over the dress. I was a bit worried that it was going to be a bit small, but it fits really nicely in the hips, and I think once I've finished the buttonhole facing, it will fit perfectly, and I'm really happy with the length of it as well. It is the exact length I like. It's super long. It's just going to be such a nice flowy skirt to wear for summer. I'm really excited. Next, I press the folded button facing in place, also pressing the overlocked edges to the inside of the facings so they're nicely hidden, and then I stitch the folded facing edges in place. Now it's time to stitch the buttonholes. Using the buttonhole foot of my sewing machine, I stitched each buttonhole in place approximately 7 centimeters or 2 3/4 inches apart. I then hand stitch the buttons to the opposite side of the skirt. Then I finish the skirt by hemming the entire bottom edge. And the skirt is complete. Oh my goodness. I just tried it on and it is perfect. I can't actually believe how well this skirt fits. I was not expecting it to fit so well. I thought for sure I'd have to tweak the fit a little bit to get it to fit like snugly along my waist, but it is perfect. I'm not going to show you yet though, because I want to wait until the turtleneck's done so I can show you the whole outfit completed. It's currently 2 o'clock and I'm about to get started on the turtleneck. Like I said, usually I can knock out this turtleneck in about an hour. So let's see how accurate that is. I'm going to time it. I'm just going to get my head down, get it done, and I cannot wait to see how cute this outfit is. Once I had all of the pieces for the turtleneck cut out, I then simply used my overlocker to stitch all of the pieces together, which usually makes this project super quick and easy. I say usually because today for some reason my overlocker just wasn't working as it should. I have no idea why. I did change a few of the settings to make it a little bit better for stretch fabric, so I guess I must have done something wrong in the process. But after threading and rethreading more times than I would have liked, I finally had all of the pieces stitched together. Okay, so it is just past 3 o'clock. I'm not quite finished. It's actually taking a lot longer than expected because my overlocker needed to be rethreaded twice. And then after that, I needed a break. So yeah, it's definitely taking a lot longer than an hour this time. Still got to hem the sleeves and the bottom as well. And I think like last time when I made this pattern, I would like to use my twin needle of my sewing machine, and I can't quite remember how I did that. So I'm going to go rewatch the video I made when I last made the rise and fall pattern. And that way I can see exactly how I did the twin needle stitch and then hem this turtleneck. I love using the twin needle of my sewing machine when hemming stretch fabric garments like this, as it gives it a really neat finish. And because you use 2 top threads and only 1 bobbin, the stitching kind of zigzags at the back and therefore stretches really nicely with the fabric when you stretch it, and it also just looks really professional as well. Finally, this outfit is complete. Oh my goodness, it is so cute. I'm in love with it. I love both pieces together, but I also love them both separately. I think they're both going to be great additions to my wardrobe. I also love the fact that this skirt has pockets. I'm just so happy with that. Let me put some proper outfit shots in now so you can get a good look at both of these pieces. I just cannot get over this outfit. I am so happy with it. It was definitely a lot of work and a lot of sewing today, but ultimately it was totally worth it. And now I have this dreamy outfit that I'm so excited to wear. I feel like this is going to be perfect while it's still a little bit chilly here in Tasmania, but I cannot wait to start wearing the skirt all summer long. It's just going to be one of those staple pieces in my wardrobe, I can already tell. If you did enjoy this video, it would mean a lot to me if you could give it a like, and be sure to subscribe to this channel for more sewing type videos like this one. Thanks so much for watching until the very end, and I'll see you in the next video.